You guys have had a chance to see the team so far play in the preseason and throughout training camp. What is the vibe that you're seeing so far?
Well, for me, it's been the work ethic and the intensity on practices. You can see how hard they're working. There's very little time that they're not moving. All the drills have them covering all 200 feet of the ice to challenge them and get them as fit as possible. So it's really been focused and intense.
Yeah, I think you take a look at the structure, not only in practice, but within the games as well. You're starting to see the team gel together. Those are the things that are, changing when you have a new coaching staff. And, it's how quickly you can get all the guys on the ice on the same page. And it's a work in progress, but you're starting to see a lot of those signs and seeing the structure come through.
And JT, what do you think needs to be done for this team to have a successful season?
I think consistency is a big one. And, there were times, last year where they played excellent hockey for 2 periods, but, there was one period where it wasn't there. So just trying to find that consistency and, knowing the expectations.
For me, building on that structure, it's all about connected play. And by that, I mean being more sound in their own end defensively, and then being able to transition effectively and get on quick strike offense. A lot of times, maybe one part of the ice worked, but the other 2 parts kind of fell down. So it's that connected play in all areas.
And you mentioned new coach. We have a new coach this season. How are you guys feeling so far about Lane Lambert?
For me, Coach Lambert is bringing that structure and he's bringing that discipline. If a drill isn't going right, he stops it. So he's holding players accountable, but he's also being fair. And I think he's trying to respect the personnel that he has as he makes some tweaks to the system to make them as successful as possible.
And I think, Allison, a key word there is fair, right? And from a player perspective, he demands a lot, and the expectations are there. You're going to know your role. You're going to know exactly what is needed from you, and having that type of communication from a coach and knowing what to expect is huge for the on-ice performance.
And who is your player to watch this season?
Well, for me, it's a new acquisition who came over from Dallas via trade, forward Mason Marchment. I think he has the ability to contribute on the power play. He has a nose to get into the dangerous areas of the ice. He's not afraid to get a little scrappy. So again, as this team forms their identity, hopefully all of those ingredients will come to bear and help this team win.
I'm going to look at a returning player, and Ellie Tolvanen. Thought he had a really good year last year. He had the 23 goals, 20 at even strength, and love the way he plays the game. He's physical, led the team in hits, didn't have much power play time. Maybe he gets another look there. He's got an excellent shot as well. We saw him get on the penalty kill towards the end of last season as well. So he's got many facets of the game, and I think maybe he hits 30 this year.
Tolvanen scores! That's hockey, baby!
You two are both part of Kraken Hockey Network. How is it working together and working with your team?
How is it, Allison?
Well, I personally love it. This was my first attempt at being a broadcaster, and with people like JT and the legend John Forsland, Piper Shaw, Eddie Olczyk, and not to mention our crew behind the scenes that people don't get to see, we all really are pulling on the same rope, and we all want each other to be our best, and we teach each other, we challenge each other, we learn from each other, and I'm really honored to be welcomed into this group, and I'm really proud of the work we do every game.
I think the one fun thing is we are allowed to challenge each other. Me and Allison, some of our best, times are having debates on what we saw or how we see the game, and we can have that in a constructive way. And like you said, working with Piper and a lot of work, throughout the games. We do the podcast together. John, Edzo are fantastic. Being still new to broadcasting, it's great to have such good minds around that you can pick their brain, and you're always trying to learn.
I know for myself, I learned so much from you guys in the broadcast, and looking forward to learning so much more this season. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.